They talk, it do they talk. Say my Yegun diary, they hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street, they hawk. Still them talk, say, make we no talk. But thank God, say, my Yegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo, yo. My Yegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. And people make you shout, oh, yo, yo. My Yegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My Yegun don't come, man of the masses. Oh, yo, yo. My Yegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My Yegun diary politico, oh, yo, yo.
Hello there. Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun live.
Glory Facebook, glory YouTube, Mayegun diary.
Thank you so much for joining me. Share this broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends. And tell them, Mayegun today.
Mayegun diary politico. Godfatherism.
Thank you, far too kind. Read this broadcast, the caption of this broadcast. Read the description as well. Share it if you haven't already. And before you sit back and relax, don't forget, pay your offering. Like the broadcasts.
Lórí Facebook.
Wahala. Islamization agenda and Tifnumbu's agenda. I think we will use this moment or this evening to clear some gray areas. They are back. Some will say, why do you just talk about the problems and you are not offering solution? I'm like, have you been living under the rock? Can we at least be honest with ourselves that on Mayegun's diary politico is just been talking about the problems, it's never offered any solution? Are you sure about that? Share this broadcast.
Yes,
I have always been offering you solutions to Nigeria problems, but a lot of you don't like that solution. Just say it. The only solution to ending Nigeria's myriads of problems that we all know the genesis. Therefore, we know why we are where we are as a people. If you love Nigeria, like I say all the time, please break it up and save lives. Now, some said, well, that sounds like ash. But how do we do that? Well, the reason why you are on Mayegun's diary political every now and then is not because I want to convince you that Nigeria is going to work, yo. I will be lying to you that Nigeria is going to work. No, it's never going to work. Not because you don't want it to. There are actually people who don't want Nigeria to work, and it will never work. Okay? However, if you keeping Nigeria together for them. It's not for you. That's my own solution. Now we can begin to first, how do you kind of detach yourself from, okay, put it this way. How do you break up Nigeria? You break up Nigeria, the beginning of the breakup of Nigeria starts from here, from your mind. When you stop creating false hope, when you stop manufacturing hope, when you stop believing in criminals, that somehow, a supreme being or some kind of, anointing, whatever, will touch them. And suddenly, evil people that you know very well will suddenly turn good. And they will start doing good. When you stop that, you see every solution given to you on how to break up Nigeria will begin to make sense to you. For now, they don't make sense to many of you. It's impossible, Nigeria can never break it. That's still what you believe, Abi, and a lot of you believe that. But there is something that everybody will come back to realize later. When you have tried everything, you realize that the only thing Nigeria hasn't tried is exactly what actually brought about Nigeria. The government of ourselves, by ourselves, from our regions, or by ourselves, without any interference from anywhere. Yes, that will be the beginning. Once you begin to toe that path, of course, Nigeria will break up. Just give it time. Because if things continue the way it is right now, as they are going, it's a matter of time. You see, the likes of El-Rufai have been able to seize power through terrorism sponsorship over time. He has publicly admitted it. And APC, Egbekegbe, that told you that once they come to power, they were going to expose all of the people behind terrorism in Nigeria. Once you expose those behind terrorism, the sponsor, terrorism will die a natural death. Do you understand? If terrorists have no cover, protection from the highest authority in the land, it will die. But when it continues to get the usual support through different official means, Baba, you can pray from now till 100 million years. It is just going to keep getting worse. And when you have criminals like that in charge of powerful institutions, including a whole state, where they are pushing the agenda of religion this, religion that. In my lifetime, they called those who are non-Muslims infidels. Do you know what infidel means? In politics, this is not religious competition. Politics of who is going to be who. In Nigeria, it turned to religious war, jihad, they called it, in northern Nigeria. But guess what? The same criminals, they have turned it around and they have guilt-tripped, gaslighted those of you who are non-Muslims, especially Christians, that you can't even come out to speak anymore. When you come out to say, look at what they are doing to us, now your fellow Christians go shame you, shut you up. Do you know how they did that? They publicly promoted religious supremacy politically. It started anyway from 2015 when they started their jihad in Kaduna. Although before then, the Boko Haram terrorists and their sponsor, who were not so in power, but they were powerfully connected with those in governments in Nigeria. Therefore, they were partially, allowed to carry out their terrorism, but not as they would want to, pushing religious supremacy. Listen to this. Islam, according to the likes of El-Rufai and the gangs of all that other jihadists and terrorist sponsors, sympathizers within them, Islam is the biggest. Okay, what is now the benefit of that Islam from these criminals who promoted same, especially in northern Nigeria? It has brought wanton killings, kidnappings. Terrorism has escalated in that part of the country. And guess what? People have become more poorer. In a supposed Sharia north, where they pushed this religious narrative. So El-Rufai came to power in 2015 on that change downfall that brought that brought them in, right? It didn't take long. El-Rufai traveled all over West Africa to bring back the Fulani terrorists that you are witnessing in Nigeria today from 2015. You never had them like this before, were you? Was there any record of a Fulani terrorist kidnapping people and killing people anywhere until these criminals came in? Even if you are suffering from the Stockholm syndrome, that is mostly selective amnesia, some of you selectively choose to be ignorant because truth hurts, doesn't it? El-Rufai brought Fulani terrorists, armed them, and those who are using the same the same political office that they have held to cement the cover for these terrorists in the last 8 years. Do you know what happened in Southern Kaduna? The government of Kaduna under El-Rufai targeted their traditional rulers, first-class traditional rulers, and they executed them by luring them into the hands of these terrorists that will slaughter them like, you know what I mean, like forbidden animals. And I did so many programs on this, and I gave an example. I said, how would you feel if in your state, the likes of El-Rufai is your governor, a Fulani disguising terrorist, a munafiki? You know what they call the munafiki? The fake Muslims. El-Rufai, a munafiki, somebody who is full of vengeance, hatred, and what have you. He seized power and he went for those who are in Southern Kaduna, who are mostly populated by non-Muslims, Christians. And they started giving them conditions. If they were not going to allow the Fulani terrorists to settle, whatever happened, they should deal with it. They killed the Adara of Adara Kingdom in that Southern Kaduna. I mean, you could tell this is a state-sponsored, coordinated terrorism in that part of northern Nigeria. And everybody just watched in horror. Like, what is going on in Southern Kaduna? But guess what El-Rufai started doing? When people got displaced from their communities, El-Rufai started appointing emirs in those small communities, renaming them, and they are gazetting them. Like, government of Kaduna renamed this community to so community, and the emir of this community who shall be called emir so and so, and is gazetted as the government document in Kaduna. And I went on media tour telling the world that those who are crying that their people are being killed in Southern Kaduna, they are not ready for peace. In fact, they are the instigators. They are the people who are causing problems. But because they can easily go to the Western countries and tell them that Christians are being killed and collect money, that is why the crisis in Southern Kaduna will never end. But guess what? He confessed just a few days ago, where he was talking to the person who happened to be his successor, his successor rather. And he was telling him that, he was telling the audience there that in 2019, when he wanted to go for second term, some people in Kaduna, referring to the people of Southern Kaduna, right, that they will not vote for him again. And in fact, for him going for Muslim tickets in Kaduna, they will reject him. And he dared them. And today, not only that he completed his Muslim tickets, he has replicated same all over Nigeria with Tifnumbu, which means Islamic dominance of Nigeria has just begun. That's why he said, there is a video clip for it. I will show it to you. He said, he told Tifnumbu that if he wanted to win elections, he would need a Muslim vice. And today he is one of the happiest men alive, because not only that Muslim tickets survived in Kaduna, Muslims are now dominating Kaduna and everything that has to do with Kaduna, government, politics, everything. That's what I said. It's now Muslim dominance. And the same thing is now replicated all over Nigeria. And then Nigeria, under Tinubu, will see the Muslim dominance like never seen before. And the purpose why they choose Muslim tickets is because of religious dominance. That's why he said, oh, not me. Oh. El-Rufai said, the reason why they choose Muslim tickets is for religious reason, no other reason. And today, like he said, he's one of the happiest men alive. That there will be Islam dominance in Nigeria. Now, let's now take a look at this Munafi case. In Saudi Arabia, there are Muslims there. Saudi Arabia is Islamic country. And you can tell the standard of living of the Saudis. Abi, Qatar, the Qataris, they are also Islamic country. And you can also tell the standard of living, the children, education, healthcare, security, and on. Opportunities for the young people there. Okay? And same goes to so many other Islamic or Muslim countries, or where Islam is the majority, the major religion there. So now, come back to Nigeria and go straight to the 12 states that are Sharia states in northern Nigeria. Let's take Kaduna as example. And take a look at the standard of living of the ordinary people of Kaduna, the access to education, the access to equality of education, equality for healthcare, equality for, in everything, access to them. And then look at the Islam that these criminals are practicing in Nigeria, and look at the other Islamic country that they have been to many times. The ones that are meant to be role models to you, not Afghanistan, not Iraq, not Iran, where subjugation, women's subjugation, where slavery, and all kind of vices at the order of the day. How could that be the kind of Islamic domination or Islam dominance that these guys are promoting all over Nigeria? Have you seen the 12 Islamic states in Nigeria? Where they are practicing Sharia? Are their standard of living better than the rest of you? Where is the poverty capital of the world? Where is Nigeria's headquarters of poverty? Where is the most unsecure, unsafe region in Nigeria? Where do you have the most unemployed, uneducated, and on in Nigeria? Is that the kind of Islam? Because they are not promoting any Islam. They are munafikis who cannot be anything except they promote religious, supremacy that doesn't actually serve anybody but themselves. These are criminals who are looters. I mean, their own Islam taught them how to steal public money and keep the people poor. Their own Islam told them that women and children can be sold off as slaves after being kidnapped when they can be provided their security. What kind of Islam do you really think they are teaching you in that contraption called Nigeria, where the likes of these rogues will tell you it is the will of Allah for Islam to dominate? What are the benefits of this Islam? What has that Islam, political Islam, that these criminals have been promoting, what benefit has that done for you? Even you as a Muslim watching me right now. Nothing. They are munafikis. They are fake religionists who thrive on promoting religious division, them pretending that, no, that's actually not what they mean. Take a look at the lives of the people they are ruling. Just take a look at them. and then think of what they think of the rest of you. It's not Islam. That's why I told you that when they are doing their Muslim and all of that nonsense, and a lot of you want to be like, hey, yeah, don't talk about Islam like that. Hey, I don't like them, but I will not allow you to insult Islam. You are just stupid. That's who you are. A very foolish person. If you actually believe these guys are Muslims, and in any agenda they are pushing or promoting is actually in your interest, if you believe that, you are foolish than what you think you are, or people around you actually think you are. Do you understand? When you look at these criminals, those ones who presented themselves as Christians, and the ones who presented themselves as Alhaji, Sultan, Emir, Deacon, Deaconess, Bishop, rogues, just take a look at them and see how much of your life you have gambled with them. Rogues. Some will put a whole bed sheet, master bedroom bed sheet. They will roll it all over their head, and they'll begin to kind of intimidate and threaten you with Arabic, because they know you can't hear it. You know, come me. Don't let me curse you. Curse who? You demand. They are using this religion to keep the rest of you who have already been under that religious bondage. There is absolute no benefit from it. No benefit from it. Just an advantage. El-Rufai in 2022, when they pushed their Muslim tickets in Nigeria, they paid their Munafiki sheikh in northern Nigeria to start intimidating and threatening people. If you don't vote for a Muslim, you are Islamophobic. You must be Islamophobic. Allah said, Nikure. Trust me. The same way some of you wearies will kind of put on your fighting garment to defend your Olori Buruku pastors who are there doing the bidding of the system. They call you sheepies. Your glory is going to come by 12 p.m. tomorrow. Don't follow them to any protest. Stay at home. Because if you go anywhere, what I see now is that your glory is coming by December. You are going to travel abroad by January. Therefore, anything where you see, just keep your mouth shut. Don't go die before your time. At the end of the day, January will come. February will come. Visa no go day. And a lot of you have been in that circle. It's like a circle and circle and circle. Because they are giving you false hope here and there. And they let you look away. Why the rogues in government, whose policies go, will keep you, will make you either poor or rich. Not rich, like better life, right? Their policies will either keep you safe or killed. Their policies will either keep you free or jailed. Their policies will either keep you exiled or in grave. On and on like that. But they will tell you to start using prayer point. There is no difference. On this Mayegun's diary political, I have seen some Olori Brukus. You will see Kabiru. He say, Mayegun, see, don't be careful. Don't say anything about Islam like that. Say, Shengbo. Mayegun, wash your mouth. I love your program. But don't talk about a pastor like that. Continue with your political. You see, if you pay attention very, very well, you will realize that if you know that your God you serve, I don't think your God is God of poverty, is it? Your religion or anything you are praying to, I don't think is the God of slavery. No, be so? Now you just enslave yourself because everything is here. Politicians, criminals, looters, murderers, that you know one-on-one, they will start reading Bible, they will start quoting Quran, and you begin to say, I not come lie. Jazaka Aira. Kilo de kilonsa. Tani Jazaka Tani Aira. Oh, bless his soul. When he started reading that Psalm 26, man, I just felt, I melt. And when he started singing the song and prayer, I said, oh my God, I didn't know he's so close to God. What I'm trying to say here is this, yeah. I know these guys. When they are willing to play tribal card, you will think say they love their tribe, so like they are ready to die. Yes, if Tifnubu want to play his Yoruba card now, there are many of you watching me right now that you'll be like, even though although I don't like him, but you see, there's something he said. He said something in that thing touched me. Shengba. When he said that thing in Igbo, you see that video. Have you seen that video of this? I said, what's the video? Okay, he spoke in Igbo. When he started talking, it touched my heart. Tribal card. Same for everybody. But guess what? They are the same people who are going to be in the same space where they are supposed to talk about you. Okay? Oh, I'm a Yoruba man. Now because of Yoruba day here. Oh yeah, waiting be the Yoruba share here. Oh yeah, no. Waiting be the Igbo share here. Oh yeah, waiting be our own. Share you get? Because now waiting I want to go give my people with this. I love them so much. I'm ready to die for them. No, not lie. Because if you look at it very well, there is no part of Nigeria right now that is not affected by the bad leadership. No part of Nigeria. Every part of Nigeria is feeling the brunt of bad, terrible, horrible leadership. And they all are under different flags. Al-Qaeda People's Congress, people destroying people, and the rest of them, all those flags. But when you look at the people they are governing, and you look at their lives, and you look at the lives of them, let me explain. Everywhere you go to right now, for example, in Yoruba land, the western region of Nigeria, the people who have been in charge of the western region of Nigeria, the 6 states in western part of Nigeria, which is the Yoruba states, they've all been Yorubas 100%. Those who have been either lawmakers, state level, federal level, minister, state level, commissioner or minister at the federal, everything shall we be say they say now the share will be the turn of the Yorubas in this democracy since 1999. They've 100% been Yorubas. Same for everybody. If you go to Eastern Nigeria, those who have been there, they have been people from there. Igbos. In Northern Nigeria, the same. Which means, if to say those of them who are playing tribal card when it is convenient for them, if truly they care for us, like they love us, now every day, number one, now every day they go to fight. Sure you get, because they are fighting, say, no, you took that one last month. No, we can't let you take it this month. Give us some of it. You know what I mean? Like, they'll be fighting for us. Our lives would have been better than this. Probably Nigeria would have been better than this. Better governed than this. Everybody is collecting. But when it is convenient for your criminal politicians, they will begin to fly it. Igbo card, Yoruba card, Fulani Hausa card, it is the BBO card, Ijo card. But none of them actually care about any of those people. And you know I'm saying the truth. So it's the same. When they want to play religious card, you will think they are religious. They are not. When they want to play tribal or ethnic card, you will think they love their tribes and their ethnics. Their ethnic nationalities. No, they don't. They don't. Only the gullible ones who will say our leader. Our leader. Who are your leaders? They are your dealers. They deal on you. You are just statistics in their, on their shelves, on their table. Statistics last on. Do you get what that means? And that means if you keep Nigeria one, you are not keeping it together for yourselves. You are keeping it together for them. Sooner or later, you are going to agree with me. So the likes of El-Rufai can play a religious card for all they care. But the truth of the matter is that the people who are actually, worshiping that religion, They are among the poorest people in Nigeria today, in the whole world today. So where is the benefit of that being Islam over others, or being Christian over Islam? Where are those benefits? Nothing. Yeah? Right. Now, I know I will start too much. I've been a day. I know to hear them. I get what we see the interpret, and I pray that Ahmed will join us. For those of you who understand this clearly, do me this honor. Help us do interpretation in the comment section. I'll come back and tell you. I've told you all he said anyway. But for the record, this is El-Rufai bragging that yes, Islam will dominate Kaduna for the next 20 years. And inshallah, Tifnubu is going to replicate the same all over Nigeria. Allahu Akbar. Lenu munafiki. Aja jenu boy.
Idan mutane suka tambaye ni me yasa na dauki Dr. Hadiza Sabuwa Balarabe ke zama mataimakiya ta 2019, ina gaya musu cewa na ɗaya na tsaya na yi lissafi, yawanci waɗanda ba musulmi ba su zaɓen jami'anmu, yawanci. Saboda haka me yasa zan ba su mataimaki? Na yi lissafi za mu iya cin zaɓen ba tare da mun ba su ba. Na ɗaya kenan. Wannan siyasa ne, so kake ka ci zaɓe. Kana neman mutanen da za su zaɓe ka. Mun tsaya mun duba tun da aka fara demokradiyyar, mun duba inda muke cin zaɓe da inda ba ma ci. Mun yi wannan lissafin a siyasance kenan. Amma na biyu abinda muka so mu nuna, kuma cikin shekara 4 na alhamdulillah mun nuna, shine gwamnati wanda gwamna musulmi ne, mataimakiyar gwamna musulmi ne, SSG musulmi, chief of staff musulmi, kwamishinan kuɗi musulmi, ba zai cuci Krista ba a Kaduna. Kuma duk inda muka je muna gaya musu cewa haka ne. Duk saman gwamnatinmu musulmi ne, amma akwai Christian guda ɗaya a jihar Kaduna da zai fito ya ce an zalunce shi ba a ba shi hakkinsa ba. Akwai gundumar da ba mu gyara makaranta ba, akwai gundumar da ba mu yi asibiti ba, akwai inda ba mu je mun yi hanyoyi ba, akwai inda ba mu taimaki manoma ba, ko sun zaɓe mu ko ba su zaɓe mu ba. Mun ba kuwa hakkinsu. Of course, Kubau sun fi zaɓen mu, saboda haka zan je Kubau in ɗan ƙara musu wani abu. Ko domin sun zaɓe mu, abinda zan ba Jaba zan ƙara ma Kubau, tunda Jaba ba su zaɓe mu ba, amma mun ba su hakkinsu. Kuma abinda ku limamai da ulama kuka koya mana kenan, shugabancin musulunci na adalci ne.
Did you hear that? Because I don't interpret already. That today he has fulfilled his promise that Muslim will dominate in Kaduna. Today the governor is Muslim, the deputy governor is Muslim, the SSG is Muslim, and so on is going to be with other appointments too. Let me do the rest of the interpretation. Here is the other part. Let's listen again.
Da wayanda ba musulmi ba, da Yahudawa, da Kirista, da wayanda ma kafirai ne, amma suna ce mishi amin, don yi musu adalci. Sayyidina Abubakar, Umar, Uthman, Ali, dukkansu sun yi musu adalci. Ba wanda zai ce don shi ba musulmi ba ne an take hakkinsa, sai dai dama wanda ya fi son ka za ka ɗan ƙara mishi, amma ba za ka ɗauki hakkin wani ba. Kullum ina tambayar su, ko da muka je muna kamfen wannan zaɓen, suka ce kaza in ce gaskiya ne, muna neman wanda za su yi aiki ne, ba mu duba addinin. Of course muna duba addini, amma ba zan faɗa haka ba. Amma abin da nake tambaya, wa aka zalunta? Ka tashi ka gaya mana in gwamnatin nan ta zalunce ka. Ba ansa. Sai dai kawai ka ce da ka saba iskanci, ka saba kashe mutane mun taka ma burki, ko ka saba rufe hanya mun ce in kai haka ga abin da zai biyo baya, kuma ka san zamu yi. Abin da muka yi kenan shekara 4 nan, da ni da abokan aiki na. kuma abin da muka sake nunawa kenan tun da Sanata Obasanjo da Dr. Ji Sabo Albar sun sake cin zaben su duk da taron dangin addini da aka yi mana, kuma ku malaman da ke nan da limamai ku kuka yi aikin, ba ma 'yan siyasan ba. 'yan siyasan cutar mu suka yi, wallahi ku ne. Kuma shi da Sanata Obasanjo ya san haka, mun sani, mun san waɗanda suka karbi kuɗi ranar zaɓe suka kashe wayan suka kwanta gida ba su ma fito ba. Amma mun san 'yan agaji da suka je su ne polling unit agents, wayanda muka biya su je su kare ƙuri'an ba su fito ba, sai 'yan agaji. Saboda haka mun sani kuma mun gode, Allah ya saka muku da alheri, kuma yadda kuka jajirce kuka ba mu goyon baya, don Allah don Annabi ina roƙonku ku ƙara jajirce.
mun gode. So, in that part of the clip, that was where he said, when we gave them Muslim tickets, people were saying that it's Islamization and agenda, a Muslim dominance or Islamization agenda or something like that. And they denied. But of course it's an Islamization agenda because they expect Tinubu to replicate what they have done in Kaduna, in Abuja, where Muslims will have enough opportunities and they can dominate for... Yeah, that's what he said. You don't believe me? Okay, wait for somebody else to do the interpretation for you until they dilute it and divert you to what they wanted you to believe. He's already trending. He knows what he's doing. He chose to speak in Hausa. Sure you get? Because he knew his audience and he told them that the journey is... So and I keep asking, what is the benefit of the Muslim dominance or Christian dominance in governance in Nigeria? What has it been? Where you have Christian ruling, where you have Muslims being governors, what has been their lives? Can you compare their lives with others or who are like probably being led by Alhaji and Deacon or Deaconess? It's all bobo. All to keep you together in a way that everywhere you turn to, you will be thinking you have something in common with them. Oh, they are Christians. Well, I trust him. He's a Christian. Oh, he's a Muslim. I prefer Muslim. El-Rufai and gang, they were giving money to sheikhs, Islamic clerics in northern Nigeria, to be telling people the danger of not voting for Muslim tickets. Today, now Christians, now you, some of you, so they call yourself Christian, now you they do apology everywhere. And we made a mistake. We took this election as a religion. And we should, that's a political mistake. I hope you don't produce or procreate so that you don't have anything that will actually be like you still on this earth when you are long gone. And but they played you so much, then gaslighted you, bunch of terrorists, irresponsible criminals. They have now forced you. Although I'm a Christian, I don't like how the churches, how they are like talking about Muslim this thing. It's not, I mean, if Jesus was Jesus na Nigerian abi, na from Opobo, or where Jesus come from, Kafansha, or Dogbolu, Otiyawiri. Now you are there apologizing. See those they actually paid to tell people the danger. If they no vote for Muslim, Aramason, war go happen. Take it, and please, their choice of word is also very important. Take a listen. This was during the election. Oh, watch.
Abun mamaki shekaran jiya aka ce dan takarar arnan Najeriya ya zo Kano. To alhamdulillah mu kana da yake muna da karamci mun bashi masauki amma kusa da ƴan uwansa can stadium din bayan gari. Wannan abin da kuka ga an yi masa karamci ne, in jihar sa kaje kai ba za ka samu wannan ba. To abin da yafi bani takeici shine wai sai ga wasu musulmi an jajjera motoci za su shiga. To amma ne musu uzuri ko raba arne da makami ne? Ba wuce shi ibada ne ko? Amma dai wallahi ahir wallahi asara addinin ka za ka yi. Ka zaɓi arne ko mun lalacewar musulmi, aƙidar musulunci ta ɗari komai. A ƙa'ida idan ga arne ga musulmi, musulmin nan kowane iri ne shi ake zaɓa saboda ya fi kusa da Allah. Amma idan ga musulmi to kuma nan sai a zaɓa a darji da baƙin ƙirin wara baki-baki, to haka ake yi. Wannan shine sirrin rayuwa. Amma gidadanci ne da ƙauyanci, wai ka ce za ka tafi zaɓar arne yemami. Ka karanta tarihin Najeriya, duk lokacin da ka ji Najeriya tana zaune lafiya musulmi ne yake mulki, amma in dai su suke mulki to sai sun tayar da fitina, sai sun ɗana wata musibar da har bayan mulkin su muna girbarta. Yanzu kuna ganin duk fitintunin da ake arewacin Najeriya kun ɗauka yanzu suka faru? Wallahi tuntuni aka shuka mana su, yanzu girba muke yi. Kuma wallahi a lokutan mulkin su suka shuka mana wannan time bomb ɗin da yanzu yake tashi da mu. Ko mun lalacewar naka wani abun ba za a yi maka ba inda shi, kai ne baka san me ya tare maka ba, amma lokacin da ka rasa shi baka da shi to za ka gane kuranka. Ko mun lalacewar ƙyauren ƙofa yana ba wa ɓarawo tsoro, tsammani yake ƙofa a rufe, amma ka buɗe ƙofar ka wangale to ba wanda ya kai ka hauka, kuma ka ce Allah ya kiyaye, to ya kiyaye me? Kai ma baka nemi kiyayewan ba, dan kai ma baka rufe kofar ba. Allah ya sa mu gani.
Did you hear that? No matter what you do, don't ever vote for an infidel. What would an infidel do for you? They will create crisis. These are the kind of preachings, so before the elections in northern Nigeria, by direct one. Here is another one.
Any of them that feels Muslim, that is the one I should campaign for. Not because of anybody. I'm not after anything. Ba wani ɗan takarar da zai musulunci aiki. Babu. Ko a Kaduna sai da Allah ya amfani da wani gwamna ya taka ma arnin jihar nan burki tukun suka fahimci cewa amma ku tsaya kuna wani wuri mai adalci, su suna muku adalcin ne? Su suna ɓoye gabansu ne? Mutanen gwamnati ce da su ku Gombawa duka local government din kafare guda uku ne, amma kuna ba su deputy governor. A Plateau muna da musulmai amma sun hana mu komai. Muna ai malan ka san adalci. Jahili ne baka san ma adalcin ba. You don't even know the concept of adalci. So this is transformation. Go and vote wisely for transformation. Any political juggernaut has to fulfill 7 or 10-point agenda. We need security, food production, quality education, job opportunities, shelters for the sick.
It is smoke Igbo. It is take Indian.
You see how I quickly switch when people were like, say, no matter how worse a Muslim is better than an infidel. Infidel is the word used by these rogues to describe their fellow human beings as a filth, something so dirty, not to be touched or associated with, talk less of it being above you. So if you are not in the line of Islam, you are a filth, you are a dirty thing, very, very dirty, horrible thing that they can't touch or relate with. Do you understand what that means in their tongues, right? In a supposed one like Nigeria, here is another weary.
Muke da Najeriya za mu iya gwada haka ne duniya ta yadda da haka idan aka yi zaɓe muka yi musu fintinkau. A wayi gari mun kada su a jiha ɗaya zuwa jiha biyu, sauran kawai riba kafa ce. Don haka 'yan uwa maganar katin zaɓe asbaha darura, ya zama dole. Katin zaɓe dole, katin zaɓe wajibi. Rashin katin zaɓe taimakawa kafirci ne ya danna musulunci a wannan halin da ake ciki. Wani zai ce 'yan takara guda uku ne musulmi, ka bar wannan magana, muna zuwa kanta. Za mu zo kanta, za a ga yadda za a yi. Ba za mu shiga zaɓe da 'yan takara musulmi guda uku ba insha Allah. Za mu san yadda za a yi, kuma in ta kama to dai za mu nuna wa ya kamata a bi, abu guda ɗaya saura su yi haƙuri. Ba wai domin ɗayan ya fi kirki ba, domin lalura ce musulmi ya rike ƙasar nan. Wajibi ne a ce musulmi ke rike da ƙasar nan. Ko yaya dai musulmin yake ya fi
Kasana, yeah. Forgetting the fact that these same religious wearies, they were promoting a drug dealer, drug pusher as the candidate, Muslim candidate. Do you see the hypocrisy in that? So if I am a drug dealer right now, and I identify as a Muslim, Alhaji Abdul Rashid Mayegun. So I'm like a drug dealer. So these criminals, they will tell you that I'm better. Like I'm better because I'm a Muslim. How does that make any sense? Does that even make any sense? Do you now see why their own type of Islam in Nigeria cannot be compared to the other Arab countries who are actually the ones who brought the Islam? Do you see the disparity? Do you see the difference? Hypocrisy, fraud, religious lies. And behind all of that facade is the violence that is there, that follows every of their actions. If you decide to oppose them, then they will bring on that violence, shouting Allahu Akbar, when they are butchering people, when they are slaughtering people. When you ask them, why are you killing people? They will tell you they don't know why. It's because their sheikh told them they are infidels, or they said something about Allah, or they said something about this and that. So do you understand? That's behind this whole facade of this nonsense. And same thing goes to your pastors too, those ones with this vision. Mayegun, you know, I love you so much, but don't see, if you won't tell me, say, wait till I talk about your pastor, you know, like I'm just go straight to it. No, they tell me, say, you love me so much. Which kind of love you decrease? Love with it, and love with it. Mayegun, I love you, so I love your program so much. But I want you to be very careful when you talk about pastors. Because you see, sometimes Nigeria is just a very funny place. You see, God will give the pastor's vision. And the vision is true. But you know, they are not supposed to go to the next door. I'm talking to the scammer who is taking the advantage of your own gullibility. Don't try to pass that on to me. It's not different. It's the same thing when you see all these Islamic wearies. That will put, like I said, I will put the whole bedsheet over their head, trying to scare you away in a way to say, you know, seeing head, wala. That's what they called it when I was growing up. They say, oti yon sak, oti yon takada, yon wala. I don't know, I can't remember it, but something like wala sha. That thing they say, if you get to something, you go get wala. That's in a wala. You go fear them. Scary stuff. Oh, scam. If everybody did their lane, I don't mind them. But when you see these criminals who are using Allah, Muhammad, Quran, Jesus, Holy Spirit, Atibebelo, to hoodwink people, in making them believe that somehow, their religion is about to save them, if they choose those who identify with that religion. And afterward, they are on their own. They'll begin to see vision to tell you, now your mother-in-law, they do you. Now your mama with the village where you know they talk to again, and destroy your life. Oh, now your papa this and that, they destroy your business and all that nonsense they will give to you later. Because they have made you choose criminals that are they, identified through your religion, took advantage of you, even when they have no jack shit to do with your religion. So if I talk about them, I don't expect you to feel offended, but if you feel offended, we will share, so I can't help you. There's no two way to it. But I have something I want to say. You see, agenda or no agenda, Islamization, Yorubanization, and every other nation that may come to your mind with this Tifnumbu's government, there is only one thing. Here you get. Now only one agenda Tifnumbu gets, and in people, enjoyment agenda. They are only interested in anywhere where the money dey. If money no dey here, they go create how money go come from there. You see all those Islamization and all this that majority of them think they've pushed under Bukwari. The problem here is this. These ones will come from Lagos. Now money that they look for. And anywhere where they go spend the money for the next 80 years. Where they can do what we call in Yoruba, Arumoje project that will never be completed though. They will do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here and there. They will be commissioning and recommissioning it until they are done. Go to Lagos. You understand what I'm saying? There are projects of 22 years in Lagos still under construction. There are projects of 15 years still under construction. But whenever election is coming, they will repaint part of them, put them back in front of the people and say, look at what we have done in Lagos. Look at what, you know what I mean? They will do that. But you see all this Islamization agenda, Yorubanization agenda, and another thing that these characters like El-Rufai and co kind of are hiding under. They may first start having problems with Tifnumbu. I'm just saying this now from my own observation, no, because I know these guys too. They may start having problems. Say, hey, that skinny cock must be appointed, because let me tell you something. From what we have heard so far, there are concerns. The concerns is that one of them is that it be like say now only people will come from southern Nigeria, especially Yorubas, that are going to be mostly appointed into Tifnumbu's government. Apart from the one that they say they must bring minister from every state in Nigeria, that one are constitution, Abi. Anything outside that, so they are sensing that maybe Tifnumbu is going to Yorubanize Nigeria, MDAs, ministries, departments, agencies, and all of that will be like Yoruba, Southerners, Yorubas. I promise you this, like I said, all of them will won't come forward, Tifnumbu and co. Sure you get. Now enjoyment agenda then get. They don't get agenda of how to mobilize gun for terrorists or whatever you. So terrorists going to do their own on this side. These guys will be doing their own on this side. The likes of El-Rufai will begin to have problems. From what I heard, they said El-Rufai. Listen to this, oh, if you know, in their circle, things always start like rumors. Okay, then it will become the truth, and then they will be like, first they will deny. Then when it becomes the truth, then they will just say, okay, yes, it happened. But listen to this. They said El-Rufai was pushing. One, he wanted to be chief of staff to Tifnumbu. When they realized that Bajabia Amole is likely going to be that, they said he pushed for the secretary to the government of federation. That's the SGF. Something that can give him a sort of, administrative control. You know what I mean? Where he can begin to plant their usual. But you know something? He lost there too to George Akume. Now, what people are now saying is that they said El-Rufai was pushing to be national security advisor. Now, you know, national security advisor job to the president, is not just somebody where they advise president on security. Oh. National security advisor gets in home place. You see, all of the security agents, pata in Nigeria, they have their representatives that are working in that building. Police, Navy, Air Force, DSS, NIA, Niger Delta Militant, what do you call it? Boko Haram, this, then get representatives with the NSA reporting every day. It is when they bring all of their reports, that is when the NSA will have access to the national security information up to date. Now that information in go carry go give president, advise him on what to do with all of that information. All of you that they are spying on, those of you who are into money laundering, drug pushing, human trafficking, as well as those of you who are like corrupt criminals who are in politics, all your details, then get them. Nigeria president is with absolute power. And as they say, power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts. Absolutely. Abi? So that's the job of an NSA. Is like the lifeline of the government. Somebody who can easily, or let me say, somebody who can either guarantee that there is safety, security, or there is insecurity. Now, if you now have the commander-in-chief who has his own personal agenda to protect criminals, all those information, they will be useless. They will just cherry pick on which one they want to use, which person they want pick up, which other person they want threaten, which business they want destroy, which person they want, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like a chess table like that. So they said El-Rufai wanted to be the NSA. As things can't they look like now, they say anybody who won't be NSA must have security kind of experience. Like you must have been, you know, kind of somebody who has been in the force or who has been in the intelligence community, somebody who has been in that cycle, El-Rufai lost in that too. I'm coming.
Okay, no problem. Actually, this is the last question. Enter like this.
So he lost on that too. Now, why am I telling you all of this? A lot of people have already they've started seeing that. Just something I said there weeks ago. You might think that Tifnumbu, in fact, you, the Tifnumbu supporters, you might think Tifnumbu is going to probably try to crush the vociferous opposition, the obedient and all that. No. I strongly believe that the first people they will first want to crush are the likes of those who did all the rigging, negotiated all the riggings, and all of how things come together for Kolu, the likes of El-Rufai. You know something about El-Rufai is that if he doesn't get what he wants, it will be the first to fire Tifnumbu. Are you listening? It will be the first to fire Tifnumbu if he can't get what he wants from it, from this whole thing. And that makes it interesting, as the Tifnumbu's newspaper today already published something like that looks like the beginning of them going after Buhari. That's a Buhari. Anyway, talking about NSA, they said Nuhu Ribadu is likely going to be the NSA. They haven't really made it official, but it all starts like rumor too. They said, well, it's going to be. But something is telling me, don't quote me, something just keeps telling me that NSA, Ribadu, Fulani, NSA, with what I heard about the position and the, the influence that an NSA hold in Nigeria, would they actually, okay, then maybe it's just going to surprise all of you and just pick one retired general, Yoruba retired general, and announce him as his NSA. But for now, Ribadu name, they go everywhere. Ribadu. So today, Kolu was saying where he went to inspect the NSA building, National Security Advisor. I don't know what the name is called, okay? But we saw Kolu today. That's a Presidiot Kolu. When people started jogging at first. This one.
discharge by the State Security Service, the National Intelligence Agency, the...
Sure, you get like somebody said he's hitting the road running. Hitting the ground running. Okay. So it's like a tour. Here is the other part.
Okay, no problem. Bashir, this is the last message. Enter like this.
Yes, sir. General Abba is the National Coordinator of Small Arms and Islamic Prohibition Center. National Center for the Control of Small Arms and Islamic. Yes, sir. General Ndaigo is the Director of Defense Affairs.
Training purposes. We'll just show you around the gallery and we'll make our way to...
This is a depiction of our counter-terrorist elements in training. And this is the end result, having rescued people being escorted through the safe corridor.
On the right, we have war gathering entries and intelligence summaries dating back to our participation in World War II and some pictures of our men in World War I. So just so that when people come to this center, they know that Nigeria has actually been involved.
Over here, Mr. President,
Where are we going to?
Let's see.
Let's go.
No, I think you're going the other side.
Don't need to take you inside yet, sir. It's just yes, that's my office. It's just the canteen. Your personal protection, the guards brigade. So we decided to depict them in the original form when we were the federal guards under the Queen's Own Nigeria Regiment. This is their motive. So I thought we should just play around and learn. This is our national symbol, the eagle, the presidential committee, the SFC, the permanent secretary with me, his team. So in recognition of their unseen silent work, we decided to. Then finally we have the Falcon Eye.
The position says we're losing. If I
Terrorism. This way, sir.
He has also requested at some time, based on your permission, to come and say thank you to you, sir.
So that was taking him on the tour of the building. You saw that, so I don't have to repeat that.